Continuing in the Garden of Emuna on page 181, the Prognosis. The test of the doctor continues, and very, very often the prognosis comes off in the wrong way as well. And the doctor has to be careful not to assume that the knowledge and the science that he has is also so truthful that he must say exactly this, and nothing else can be different. The science says this, and this is the emet only. Why? Because if you go with that mahalach in life, if you're working with that system, so now that's just gloom and doom. That's not a good way. That's not a good way to tell the person, okay, you have this amount, this is not good, this is what's going to happen to you, and this is what's going to happen like this, and it's going to be really bad. And he can't just come without emotion, without understanding that there's people behind the scene over here. And even if a person is dying, why can't the person be surrounded with optimism and hope that anything can happen? And just be compassionate. Doctors very, very often give time frames where they say a person has 2 years to live. A person has 6 months to live. Oh, this on this sickness, the rate that it's going right now, we believe this. Where does the audacity of such a thing come from? What, from past cases? What you've seen? That's where that comes from? But we've also seen the opposite, where people have gotten better from what the doctors have said. So, what's true? Hashem doesn't even tell us when we're going to die. Hashem doesn't reveal that to us. Even to David HaMelech, who asked, Hashem said, no. But I'll tell you, it's going to be on a Shabbat. That he did tell him. But other than that, we don't know. Why? Because that would be very detrimental for us. It's not a good thing. For us, it's not a good thing if a person would know the day he dies. It would mess us all up. So, if Hashem doesn't tell us when we're going to die, and no one knows, how could a doctor think that he knows that? How could you be so daring to say any time frame? When, of course, we know that people have also outlived very, very often. Again, not once in a while. We're not saying that people don't die. We're not saying that a person should live in La La Land. What we're saying is that a person should be optimistic. A person should be encouraged to live optimistically and to be b'simhan, to be happy, even with all that's going on. Why? Because that's how a person gets healed. A person has an ability, if he changes to hakol tova, if he changes something inside of him, and he strengthens in Emuna, he strengthens in teshuvah, it can change us so much. We're not at any time at the end. And even if it's very, very bad, why should the person die a bitter death and unhappy? We have to be careful. Doctors have to be careful. We have to be careful. Remember also the story of the Baal Shem Tov we had that the rabbi brought down. What was the story? He came and the doctor said, there's nothing I can do for this person. Baal Shem Tov bent down over the man and started to do vidui with him. And then within minutes, the person was healed. We have Sadiqim, we have Teshuvah, we have Hashem, we have Hakol Tovah, we have Emuna. We don't have despair. We don't have any of that. Asur lanu. We only have Tikva. Kaveh Hashem. And you know what? Hazak ve'amatz ve'kaveh Hashem. Just keep. Moshe Rabbeinu prayed 515 times. Holy cow. He just didn't stop. You know what kind of persistence that is? He didn't give up. I mean, do we even pray twice about the same thing? 3 times about the same thing? Unless it's really pressing. But other than that, do we even put anything about kochot into our tefillah? We have to put tremendous kochot into our tefillah. We have to realize what we're doing. But we have Hashem, we have Emunah, we have Tzedakah, we have Teshuvah. We don't have the despair, right? And that, because when we improve the spiritual. That's what improves the physical. Again, we're not saying we're living in La La Land that if a person is clinically, he's gonna die and his liver is not working, that there will be a miracle, but there can be a miracle. That there can be. That there can be. And that is what we're looking for. That's what Hashem is. Anochi Hashem Elokecha. He's in control. Not what the doctor says. Don't let anybody put you in that mind. We, and especially ourselves, don't let ourselves put you in that mind. But a doctor, right now we just went through giving a doctor a little bit of a hard time, but really in fairness, the rabbi says, is that the doctors are very, very often put in a position where they need to say, tell me, doctor, truth. What's the truth? The truth is Hashem can do whatever He wants. That's the truth. That's the only truth. It's mabarif. That's the truth. Now, what does the doctor have to say? Unfortunately, in this situation, generally people live to 2 years. But have Emuna. Don't give up. See. Try. We don't know. This is what a doctor's job is. This is what a test of Emuna we all have. And a doctor has a tremendous test of Emuna in this world. He has to be careful. We have to learn. We have to just strengthen what we have to do and be on guard. We have to pray to Hashem to be on guard. Pray to Hashem for Emuna, to be able to use the Emuna that we learn. We must pray for that. We must ask Him for His zechut. Especially now. Everything is mabarif all the time. We're going to go, we're not going to go. For Pesach, we're going to be in Israel, not in Israel. If you leave the country, 60 days. Mabarif. Pray to Hashem. Ask Him for everything. Ask Him to help us in every single thing. We should be zocheh to get there, to get to the emunah that we need, to realize that we all have to be optimistic as well. Every single one of us. We spoke about yesterday in Shum Yu'ush, no despair, and now the prognosis. Even the prognosis of a terminally ill patient has to be with optimism. Because in Judaism, we know one thing. Even if the sword is on your throat, there's always what to come back. Hashem can save us at any time.